Hello guys, welcome to my channel Sam the Stoic. What I want to tell you is that basically today is the 20th of October 2025, and what we're going to talk about today is basically nonetheless than what? Well, today I had a good day at work. I worked as a nurse today. And I'm saying I worked as a nurse because I've just started to work as a nurse, and also because basically I also work as an auxiliary nurse. Okay, and so that's why and also this is my diary, so I say whatever I want. Well, anyway, just want to be precise. Basically, I had a good shift. I felt really okay, really, well, not 100% perfect, but that's life, you're never 100% perfect. That doesn't exist, actually, I think, like the perfection, pure happiness, pure lack of problems, or like lacking weird moments. That doesn't exist, I guess. Anyway, overall it was a good day. I learned a lot about the NG tube, although I don't think I've ever put one in. I'll have to do it. And I want to, as I said yesterday, I want to, hopefully, that kind of office that takes care of nurses, basically nurses' skills being signed off. Okay, that office, I hope, is going to answer my email, and because I wrote them today asking if they were able to guide me basically toward being signed off. Basically, what I mean is, if they could help me in having my skills signed off, skills such basically cannulas, inserting a cannula and drawing blood, and what else, and also operating IV machines, IV drips, okay, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, okay. And basically, because I really want to be a full nurse that can do everything, that can be confident and do everything. Also because when you have bloods to draw, for example, that happens quite frequently in my ward, and probably not as frequently as other wards, but that is still something we do a lot, and probably on a daily basis, I would say. And basically the fact that I can do them just because, I know how to do them, but because they will not allow me to do them because I've not been signed off again as a nurse. I was signed off as a student nurse, not as a nurse. So, and then, as I said, cannulas. We don't have many cannulas, to be honest, but in other wards, of course, there's a lot of cannulas that I could put. And yeah, I can't really wait to become independent with all these things, and being able to do antibiotics, IV antibiotics. I can't wait for the day where I'm going to be, independent with IV antibiotics and gentamicin and putting cannulas with no problems. As I said, drawing blood, I'm already doing it. Maybe one day I could even do like the other stuff, like the, how do you call it? There is another cannula that doesn't go like on the arm, but it goes actually, sorry if I talk like a person that is not an expert, which I'm not. Anyway, that goes, is a lot more critical. It's a lot more serious than the cannulate is serious, very, very serious, but these other one, I think it's called Central Line, I think it's called. Yeah. Central Line, I think it's called, or something like that. And that one goes directly to some other kind of veins, or I want to say that maybe it could even go to, not to the veins, but to the arteries. I'm not sure. It's a lot more serious. Sorry, I don't want to say bullshit. It's just a lot more serious. Okay, the Central Line, I think it's called, and basically, yeah, it goes up here somewhere. It goes up here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I can't wait to be that kind of nurse. At that point, I could pick bank shifts in the hospital, right? It would be amazing. It would be amazing. It would be amazing. I need to gain confidence in doing the handovers. I'm still a little bit like not very much confident, to be honest. Also because, like in my ward, because almost every time there's always the same people working there, I don't have to start the handover like from the beginning, like I don't know, name, surname, age, and mobility, and background history. That would be the normal handover, right? But I just go straight to the changes, to what has changed. You get me? So yeah, I need to learn how to do like a proper handover, and like without trembling, without being, you know, you get me? Without being nervous or shy, you know? Because I do tend to do that. And regarding my diet, today I have been coming back home, and I had this jar full of egg. I mean, it was just 2 eggs with honey. The 2 eggs, I've been whipping them until, as I said, they basically they were so well whipped that they reached the limit here of the jar. Okay, the end. How do you say, the top of the jar? Okay, I actually had to stop whipping the eggs because it was going to over. It was going to, how do you say, it was going to go out of the jar. Yeah. 1 second. I want to think about the word, the exact word. What do you say? It was going to over, I don't know. Anyway, it was going to, sorry guys, I'm kind of freaking out now. Overflow. It was going to overflow. It was going to overflow, right? Is that the word? It was going to overflow. And yeah. So what I want to say, guys, is that, yeah. So what else? So that's good. That's good news. Being good, instead of eating like, you know, full dinner, which, you know, I'm trying to avoid. Ideally, I would love to go to the gym. Tomorrow I'm working, so I don't think I'm going, but I would love to go. Maybe even here, to do gym here. Maybe I could even, you know, like film myself if I want to. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's it. Regarding my son, Brian Carlo, I just miss him so much, and my wife too. And yeah, that's it. I would say, Brian, I love you. I love you, son. I love you, baby. Can't wait to be with you. Okay, my love, my wife, Gladys, I love you too. Put on my heart. Thank you for all you're doing. And yeah, so what I want to say, guys, is that yeah, this is it. Tomorrow I have another day. I hope it's gonna be a good day. I'm not sure with who I'm going to be working. Okay, one nurse is gonna be there, and she's okay. She was there today, so that's good. That's fine, and it's not too bad. What else? What else, guys? Yeah, that's it. Basically, I would say. Oh well, I hope I can. I need to ask around about how having access to the IDL system, because I can enter but I cannot see, like from my profile I cannot see or operate on the IDL, so I really need to be able to do that. Once like in my ward, if I would be able to operate, to work on the IDL, that's like, honestly, it's like 2/3, no 2/3, but it's like a quarter of the job, a quarter, right? Yes, like a quarter of the job that the nurse does, IDLs. If you do the IDLs, you've got the power, no power over people. It's like there's no many other things that you're missing if you can work on the IDL. It's a stupid thing, but it's like discharging people, right? So yeah. Once you can do the bloods, and as I said, IDLs, cannulas, IV, which I know how to do them, unfortunately I'm not. It's because at work there are some people that are not very smart, right? And so instead of letting you do stuff, if they would say, oh no, you're not allowed, it's just like a mentality, like a Scottish low class. I don't know if it has to do with female, I don't know, maybe because they're all female there, you get me? I think men probably, I'm not sure, maybe I'm saying crap, but I've got the impression that men are more, but maybe it's crap, maybe if there were more men, they would probably act like women, I don't know, but like, actually there is one man and exactly how I want him to be, right? What I mean is like, it's just like me, it doesn't give a fuck if I'm allowed or not. If he knows I can do it, he would let me do it, You get me? While there's other women nurses that would say, oh no, you're not, oh bloods, no, you're not allowed to do that. Not allowed. Not allowed. They're very, very, kind of, they're not very smart. That's it. They're not bad, they're just not very smart. They weren't brought up in a smart way. They're not biologically smart. I don't know. They're not just smart. They're not smart people. That's not a way to work. I know you're not allowed, but you could say, look, you're not allowed, but if you feel confident, are you feeling confident? Yes. Have you done it before? Yeah, many times. I've done it before. I've done it so many times. I've taken so many bloods. I was in a ward, one of my placements of the third year, where I've done so many bloods, so many, and even here, I've done them here in this placement as well, So why wouldn't I be allowed to do that? I mean, okay, on paper I'm not, but if I'm telling you that, and if I find a person that I cannot take bloods, I have to tell you, There's not many things that can go wrong. I mean, yes, it could go wrong if you, like, really, really a non-expert person, but you get me? That's it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Probably not, since I took like 3 minutes to say that the egg, I had to stop. Even now I'm struggling. I had to stop whipping the two eggs, because the volume of the eggs was so big that the eggs, the eggs were about to overflow, and we're about to overflow. That's it. I want to say that the egg was coming out of the jar. You said it. The eggs were getting so big. No, the volume. Okay, the volume of the eggs was increasing so much to the point that they were overflowing. They were going to overflow, and they were about to coming out of the jar. They were about to... In Italian, how would you say it in Italian? Ok. Ho dovuto smettere, I had to stop. Ho dovuto smettere di shakerare le uova. Shake the eggs. Perché altrimenti... I'm struggling in Italian, one second. Perché altrimenti... perché stavano per... That's why, I don't even know how to say it in Italian. Perché stavano per uscire dal barattolo. No, I don't know how to say it. Let's ask ChatGPT, one second. Okay, you ready, guys? Okay. I had to stop whipping the eggs because they were about to overflow. Is this phrase correct? One second, guys. Yes, your sentence is correct and natural. I had to stop whipping the eggs because they were about to overflow. Yes! It's got the green dot. Can you see it? Probably cannot see it. Okay, but I want to say, but also I want to say that the eggs were about to overflow, but also like they were leaving. So the amount, like the volume of the eggs was so big, was getting so big that the eggs were going to they were going to come out of the jar. How can I say this? How can I express this? Let's find out, guys. Spilling out of the container. The eggs were rising so much while you were whipping them, while I was whipping them, that they were almost spilling out of the container. Spilling out. I had to stop whipping the eggs because they were about to spill out of the bowl. Well, it's a jar, anyway. The eggs were expanding so much that they were about to overflow. The eggs had so now more vivid or expressive. The eggs had fluffed up so much they were practically escaping from the bowl. They had risen so much they were on the verge of spilling over. They were growing so fast. It's not about fast. They were about to come out of the bowl. If you especially mean jar, a tall, narrow container, you could say the eggs were rising so much they were about to come out of the jar. So they were about to come out of the jar. I can see that he is still using, ChatGPT is still using my simple expression. So that's good to know. They were foaming up to the top of the jar. But I like spilling out. Yeah? Spill out of the bowl. They were about to spill out of the bowl. Okay, spill out. Okay, guys, Well, that's good that in this video we are actually learning English, okay? And that's very good. That's very good. I'm learning English, you are learning English, that's fine. Okay, so these videos are not for the faint of heart. For the faint heart, how do you say? This video is not for the faint of heart. How do you say that? Oh, come on. One second, guys. This video is not for the faint of hearts. How do you say exactly that phrase? Faint of heart, or I can't mind. Sorry, I can't remember. This video is not for the faint of heart. For the faint of heart, not for the faint, but for the faint of heart. Yeah. Or not for the faint-hearted. That's what I wanted to say. Not for the faint-hearted. This video isn't for the squeamish. Viewer discretion is advised. Faint of okay. Faint of heart is more American. Faint-hearted is more British. Faint-hearted. Okay, guys. This is gonna be the thumbnail. Sorry, I'm looking down because basically I can see myself on the screen. Basically, this gimbal is so Insta360 is so cool that basically not only I've got the best gimbal on the planet, well, no, it is. I think for a smartphone it is. But basically now with the QR code you can see yourself. If you have another phone or a tablet, you can see yourself and maneuver the gimbal from the phone. There's no need to maneuver it. But let's say if I was at a distance, that would be super cool. You can use it as a remote. You can use it to see yourself. It's amazing. Oh, if you want to know the name, it's called InstaFlow Pro 2, something like that. Insta360 Flow Pro 2, something like that. The second generation? No, can't be only the second. It's called 2 anyway. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's it basically, okay? And as I said, this is the book I want to read, but maybe I'm gonna read it now, probably, I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please press like, subscribe, comment, and that's it, okay? Bye-bye, ciao.